All right, we are recording. Hi, and welcome to the Spring 2021 uh, nonsense tournament of bad cards, uh, top cut hot takes. It's me, it's Daniel, it's Josh, it's Mick, and I think we're all in the cut. Yeah?
We
Yeah.
are, yeah.
And
All secure the first one by, except Josh.
I don't want the buy. I want to play more games. This format is um okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the format, we're going to talk about the players, we're going to talk about the bracket a little bit, and then we will look at all of the lists. Mick is the only one who knows all of the lists right now,
Yep, they're up.
and
They're posted.
I'm not looking at them yet. But let's take a quick look back at the card pool because Josh, I remember you came to me asking for my opinion on the card pool, and I'm like, hey, you should add some good pods in. And you said, I don't know. And then I basically said, you know what, Josh, any questions you want to ask me about this, I'm gonna give you bad advice. So I'm like, you should stop asking me. Um, Josh, I love what you did here. There are very few changes I would make. As Daughters of Alia is the only one that I actually really feel like fits the pool. But other than that, um, this pool is so much fun.
Yeah, it's wild. I did not get enough time to really experiment with other builds in it, but there were a lot of different options, and I think that's going to be readily visible in the deck lists that we see, that there's a number of different archetypes that players found on both sides.
I definitely touched every Navy pod on the first day, and then I played a Death Star deck for most of the tournament, and then I realized that it was garbage. Like, once the players understood the pool better, it was like, oh, right, I have to play Star Wars now. There's actually a game of Star Wars under this pile of steaming hot garbage. Josh, did this pool do what you wanted it to do?
Well, I'll tell you after we look at the lists. It looks like I mainly wanted it to get people to experiment and try crap they probably haven't tried.
I definitely have never played a lot of these pods before. Like, I don't think I've actually ever played Colsera,
Oh my
and
goodness! Yeah, like
Hmm.
he's a
his,
champion in this pool.
yeah, and his tree
Oh,
is
he's
like one of my
great.
favorite two drops in the game.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, what's the
he,
name of that X-wing? The Escort?
The Renegade Squadron Escort, that is one of the strongest removal tools that I found in the
it's also
pool.
it's also a very good seat for Luke to sit in.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
And like, I started playing in Echoes, so I never got to play the Hot Cycle vanilla, um,
Mm.
and like experience what this pod actually was supposed to do from the start. Um, so like exploring these bad pods has been really cool. Fighting against things like Chopper and Maw and Antennis, who like always wanted the time to shine but just get cut, um, was really cool.
Making you realize, like, dang, he's actually a board presence.
yeah.
How am I gonna deal with that? And you can't plan for it.
You can't plan for Antennis. There's so much that he does, and then he makes you a money on defense. Like, that's so real in this format. Little cute interactions were all over this card pool, and I think that like Boba and Greedo are like notably strong, but when we're saying that about two of the core pods, like, you did something right. All right, so let's look at the cards later. Let's look at the bracket real quick. Hey, what's this extra step that me, Daniel, and Mick are on?
It's our
Um,
first round bye.
isn't that
We have to
nice?
wait to play Star Wars.
Maybe I'll play it tonight. Um, do we have any spicy matchups that we know about? Um, Shout out to James. He's now married, so it might be harder for him to find time. I think he's currently on his honeymoon. He doesn't want me to call it a honeymoon, but it is. Um,
Is he on vacation with my wife?
yeah, post-marriage vacation
Okay,
with
then it's
wife.
a honeymoon.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
said. Um, Yeah. Marcus Polis. Marcos Polis? I don't know. Talk to him about it. James is a good guy. I don't know. I'm not. There's a lot of Europeans in this pool, right? Almost all of New York either dropped or didn't make the cut.
Yeah. So we got Carlos in the lower left, and he's playing Ghost 00. I think that's Derek Yang, who lives in Hong Kong, maybe. I know that there were some issues trying to coordinate times. So that's cool. On the lower right, got Tyler in Spain, Ivan in the UK, and Gwynblade, who, like, I heard a rumor that that's one of the Polish players. I don't know who that is yet.
Cool.
Any of you know who that is?
He
He was dominating Green
yeah.
Group, so I think he's been around for a bit.
We'll find out if they keep winning.
Cool. So Mick is saying that all of these lists are posted, reserved for deck lists. There they are. All right, and you're saying I should go to the bottom and then read those first?
Yeah, let's do reverse order here.
All right, starting with Esther Thompson, we have Last Defensive Hoth, subtracting the insult, which I think is the right cut from that pod. I don't think you ever keep that. Okay, so he's doing Chopper Gamblo into
Gamblo
into
with Hoth Renegade stuff.
with Renegade, because so I think Colsera is one of the best pods in the pool. It comes with a bunch of icons. It comes with the bombs that you need to win the game. It comes with 3 units. It just doesn't come with any dots. And like
You don't necessarily need dots because he's got edge 1 and
right.
Boshek's gonna get up to edge 3.
And like when you have Boshek, when you have Gamblo to take away your opponent's cards, that loss of dots is much less impactful than when you try to splash him into a rebel deck, for example, which I tried to do to very not good effect. It was terrible. But he is running the holdout blaster. Daniel, I did not play this card. Is this card any good?
I mean, it's holdout blaster. It's in a tough spot with this pool because it needs more combo pieces with the wider pool. But I mean, like there's still some stuff there in his deck that allows it to work, right? Like you still have the ability to bounce all your units on the final turn, and you have enough yellow guys that like if Colsera gets double icons, he's one shot in objectives.
So
I feel like we originally put this in the pool with plans of Sabine being around for it, which gives that thing like more paint job. I felt like Sabine just would have been like in everyone's deck, so she had to go.
yeah, Sabine
Yeah, also
would have
that card
been.
really wants double striking as well, which is tricky.
So what's with him cutting narrow escape instead of tactical retreat? That's an extra dot, and isn't this card supposed to be good?
I think it's good in the full pool. In this pool, there's not as much point and click effects that you can narrow escape to get value out of.
Yeah, you can't
And
narrow
also
escape against captured.
Yeah. But the retreat though, that can enable your holdout blaster to be a closer. So like that deck that he has there, I guess what you could do is you could have a scenario where you bounce all your guys and then you can strike with a holdout blaster for like 4 bombs and then use Gamblo to get a second strike off later.
That's cool.
And what I like here too is like you're not sending Chopper and Gamblo into engagements. They're just sitting back, ripping apart Darkseid's hand and doing damage. And if he has undercover dealings out on the flop, he's got an ability to draw up. Is it return to reserve value?
Yeah, it's counsel to reserve. It's
Josh is going to be looking at attacking into a hand of 6 cards anytime he wants to attack. It's miserable.
And like, okay, there is a play where you have the ship from Colsera, and you bounce a card to their hand so that you know how many dots they have on one card, and then you can Gamblo for almost free. Give them a 1 dot card, gamble away a 2-dot card, get your double strike for sure. Okay, cool.
Oh, I see. When they bid their entire hand.
Yeah, get them
and
to
then you
get them to
return.
0, so you can't
Ah,
gamble at
I
them.
like it.
Then you
I
give them a
like
card.
it.
Big brain plays. Okay, dark side. Cruel interrogations. That's supposed to like these are good cuts. You cut intimidate. You cut bounty collection from Boba. You cut warning shot from best credits can buy. And patrolling the waste. I want to keep an eye on what people cut from patrolling the waste because it says a lot about your deck. And how you intend to play it. So he is
Right.
going to keep the protection, use the protector for Boba, and then he's cutting the bounty listing from Iggy D. That sounds like a personal choice, like having that 2-dot elite enhancement or the event. Is that?
Yeah, the event's 2 dots.
Yeah, that's
4
just that's a
dots from
dot play,
bounty
right?
listing.
Yeah. Also, I mean, in a pinch, you can untap the interrogation droids.
Oh, interrogation droids turn 1. Okay, that's what it is. I really like that then. Turn 1 interrogation droid commit happens all the time. Okay, I like that.
I do like having the money over the event most of the time, but I guess like if you're really valuing the dot,
Those interrogation droids get tapped down. Having
Yeah, I think
a way
there's
to
arguments to value the dot.
no, the dot is what you'd play that for. But I like Josh's argument of the edge case. I'm not bold enough to cut the money, especially because he's not running any extra dollars in here. Yeah, the only other dollar is Klaatu. So like he is actually just on the party pack, the minimum wage.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I personally am too scared of like Return of the Jedi and like Leia objective and stuff to cut the money.
Leia objective. All right, let's keep going.
So he's got this super interesting thing. This is going to be one of the emerging shells with double Bespin exchange because core boba is really good, but he's running it with double cruel interrogations. So he's got ability to move units off the board with Boba Fett's targeted strike or captured. Then he has an ability to just like look at the opponent's hand after draw and say, "Yeah, you don't get your play."
I mean, there's a lot of times that's a time walk.
Yeah, cruel interrogate is just really mean.
I'm really bad at playing that card. I definitely lost some games because I said I'm gonna play this before the edge battle, and it was just wrong. I'm gonna set up my perfect edge battle, and it was just wrong. They like go, here's my 4-drop, here's my 3-drop, go to no cards, and I'm like, okay. All right, let's look at this list.
Got your work cut out for you, Josh.
All right, we are splitting your cuts from Draw Their Fire. Valuing one of the event. It's gonna be annoying. I'm running dark side ships. Double heroes. Okay, so double heroes. I'm too much of a chicken to run that pod as a 2x, but that pod's good. That pod is got all the stuff that the light side needs. They're just all unique. Cutting the concussion rifles because he plans on playing. That concussion rifle is an extra dot.
Yeah, that one's a 2-dot card.
Yeah.
So he's keeping the inspiring presence or the tutor effect.
Okay. So this deck seems a little low on bombs. Like running Alderon's Promise and Mission to Tele. Like Kyle's only got 1 bomb. But I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. Rogue Squadron's got full bombs and some tactics.
It's only a 1x,
It's a big
but yeah.
unit.
I don't have a whole lot to say about this. It's gonna have the shield. It's gonna have. It has guns. It has tricks. It's got edge.
It's got double Akbar.
It's got double Heroes of the Rebellion. That's a choice that I almost made, but I actually don't have a second Heroes of the Rebellion. I don't know where
It has quite a bit of removal because it's got Akbar for damage. It has Kyle and it has Wes Jansen.
Double Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be a hard deck to keep. Like it's going to attack and apply a lot of pressure, and then you'll lose 1 objective if he gets a big turn. right? And then he'll win on tempo, just having more stuff. All right, dark side navy. Hey Josh, I think he cut the wrong card. He subtracted tear the ship apart. Oh, and he's running walkers. What? Oh no, it's troopers. It's just troopers. He cuts
It's
one.
troopers and walkers. So he's got General's Imperative for Veers. I guess it's mostly troopers because it's got, egg and scout troopers and check the generator
Mhm.
promotion. He's got troopers and walkers.
He
He
cut
doesn't
a
have
lot
indoor
of.
gambit
He cut a
walkers.
lot of dots from this deck. Like he
He's,
cut.
he's he's planning to get Veers out and just gun people down.
Yeah, but like he's going to actually promote Veers instead of Dyer. He's got 4 Endor objectives and he cuts Dyer. I think Dyer's a champion. I'm actually really surprised he didn't cut any of the money from those pods.
Well, he cut one Dyer, but he can tutor out the other Dyer maybe with the one prepared ambush.
Sure. This is a sort
Yeah,
of
I
deck.
don't love the cuts here. Like kind of the ATST feels like the wrong choice. I actually think cutting out both Dyers is fine though. He's trash.
No, he's a promotion target. He's a black tactics.
I'm of the opinion, doesn't Protect the Generator have a Navy money in it? A
Yeah.
1/1 money?
Yeah, 110
Yeah,
does.
I kind of like cutting that one because
Yeah,
I
you
feel
cut
flushed
that.
with
Though,
Euro Pip monies.
at the same time, that money can untap the ATSCs.
Yeah.
The money can untap the ATSTs.
Whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But he is
I
running
don't know.
double tag.
I think he knows what he's doing.
Promote tag. Just go in with bombs. Is this?
Moteg going with bombs.
I mean,
yeah.
is it aggressive? Does he attack? Does he?
Sometimes you do that.
I think this is. I think it's really hard to build a defensive navy list in this pool. Just generally.
Yeah, he's definitely attacking. I mean, he chose to keep the trooper assault over the enhancement removal, which says
True.
he intends on going in with troopers and laying waste every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
The troopers provide a good trip line too. Of just here's a bunch of guns on defense, and it can be protected over here.
The protect is
I
probably
am going
better
to be
than
able to shoot your units.
when you have the 2 guns.
And they're
The
all
protect
black
is probably
guns.
good. All right. I'm happy to see a navy shell. I was actually worried that no one would run navy.
Really?
Yeah. I don't. I had the most fun building with navy, and the least success with it. I'm like, I can run walkers, I can run troopers, and I found better offense elsewhere, and I found better defense elsewhere.
I feel like this pool is probably the best OG Veers has ever been.
Oh yeah, sure.
Definitely.
Doesn't say much, but yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of excited about his little 1 health black bomb shielding ATSTs too.
All right, here's my lists. Let's have someone that's not me talk about them.
Someone else want to go?
Wow. Okay. No one wants to rip my
Fine.
list apart.
Okay. I'll go. I'll go. We got 1 copy of New Beginning, Cutting Ancient Rivals. Kind of like that. Because I think you do want to keep the lightsaber for icons and the chud to be able to pump edge battles.
Yeah, I mean, I
Hope of Rebellion.
you just bury the objective then, right?
Objective's fine. It's got 2 money.
It's got double money. Let's see here. Hope of Rebellion, cutting a chud. That's a 0 pipper. Kyle. Oh, I'm pretty excited about all the people running Kyle. Is it my time, guys? Is it going to happen finally?
It's the time.
I mean, when you take everything else out, what's left? It's the Occam's
Is
razor.
Ahsoka just there to give an extra stick to Kyle?
Yes. Ahsoka
Yeah,
is
he's
there.
force sensitive.
Like, you didn't get to the
Yeah,
sauce.
that's how you get Kyle up to 3 guns.
No,
give him
you
a
gotta get to the
lightsaber.
sauce pod.
Okay, so engineering the future is pretty saucy. You're
Okay,
running it times
that-
2.
That
Like,
pod
that's-
is really good.
Lisic's got bombs, and you're
It
It's got
has
this weird protection shell going on too. It's like not
whatever.
protection, but then sometimes it works. And I remember a draft game, I think I was playing Tyler, and realizing like, holy crap, this portable shield generator is actually messing up my defense.
The things to know about
I'm gonna
Blissix's
lose.
pod are that one, it comes with one of the best objectives to tutor with Leia, because if you lose Leia in a fight, then you go get Blissix's thing and the rest of your stuff doesn't die. It has a 3 mana event that untaps all your guys. And it has a Chud, which has great icons for this format. And it's got Blissix, who is actually elite in 2 bombs. He's like budget Dodonna. In this pool,
He's elite.
yeah.
He's like one of the weirdest mains because like it's almost like you're not sure what you're supposed to do with him, right? Like he's got 2 bombs, but he's elite.
Donovan was running him.
And he has a resource, so it's like, do I buy stuff with him? Do I hit stuff with him?
You buy stuff if you're going to play the car. And the car is another house for Wedge. You can put Wedge on the mom van.
But also he has an ability that he has to tap for. He's just a very strange unit all around.
Super weird.
Okay, evac procedure, 3 unique units. Oh, you took out buried outpost. Yeah, that's
Don't need it.
That's fine. Yeah. Heroes of Rebellion, lots more unique units, and the sauce pod to arms to get those weapons, huh?
So the deck has 5 weapons. And
5
like,
weapons? Oh, the 2 concussion rifles. Nice,
yeah,
yeah.
concussion rifles, the sticks and 2 arms, and then Ahsoka's sword. So
Are you just drawing cards left and right off the Celestins?
no, they're cantrips. I mean, it turns them into cantrips, which is nice. And
They, it looks like you're missing some 3PO though.
which 3PO? No, I didn't have room. I didn't have
Uh,
You mean the R2D2 one?
Yeah.
I'm not good at playing well played. That's just what that is. I can't play well
I think
played.
that this is one of those other. This is one of the light side archetypes that we're going to see emerge of double Hope of Rebellion, and then stuff like Kyle, Evac Procedure, Heroes of the Rebellion, a lot of unique rebel units.
Mm-hmm.
So, what sort of, how much success have you had, or what blowouts have you had playing that Rebels Hope Fate card?
Rebels Hope is it's a card. It's okay. But it's just a lot of tempo. I feel like with double ballistics, I can go a lot faster. If I flop to arms, I can turn a Leia Chud into gun bomb. I can turn Kyle into a real unit. I can turn a lot of things into a much better card by just giving it a stick.
I'm excited about you playing Rebels Hope, bring Kyle into the engagement from discard, then tying the edge battle.
Yeah, that's been possible ever since he was
Yeah.
released. That never wasn't a possibility.
Maybe it'll happen. Okay, let's move on to your dark side deck here.
So this is not my list. This is Xavier's list. My dark side list was Death Star, Vader, Snake, Sate, interrogation droids, and then it was just bad. It would sit around, wait for Vader, hold the Force instead of attack, and then never play the Death Star. I still won some games with it. It was bad.
So this is an archetype that I theory crafted, so I'm excited to see somebody play it.
I was frustrated with my deck. My 2-gun garbage guys couldn't defend. My droids were getting locked down, and Xavier goes, "Look, this deck has like 15 units with a black bomb and 3 health. It has so many shields. You just turn your guys sideways and edge your hand, and then you draw more gas."
Yeah, like I really wanted.
This is Barada's Gambit.
Yeah. I really want to do something with Barada and Gambit, and I feel like there's a lot of places you can go after those two. I do feel like cutting.
I've been playing.
I do feel like cutting the warning shots, like without even thinking about it, might bite you a little bit, but we'll see.
No. Behind the Black Sun can take an objective. This deck is all about attacking. If I'm defending, I'm playing wrong.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, he wants the
When you play the
untap
bombs,
event
yeah.
to just pop objectives. I think this deck races.
I'm going to take 4 objectives before you can kill me, and then maybe I'll
It's,
defend.
it's
on
got
my...
it's got a ton of shields too, so it's like, okay, I'll just throw that 3 health unit that can put a shield on the objective in front of your attack.
Mhm.
Also, Hunt for Han Solo is more real than it looks.
It's good.
That pod I thought was garbage. Turns out it has Jedi Mind Trick in it. Like, who put Jedi Mind Trick in Corset? Who did that?
I mean, Jedi
But
Mind.
just the objective being able to untap guys when you're not thinking about it, because like there's a bunch of the ships that have bootleg captures, like the Dengar ships and the ships that are in the pod itself.
And Leia.
That if you kind of fall asleep at the wheel, they could just take like 2 what's it called, 2 strikes in 1 engagement.
Yeah.
And with like Barada, that could be 2 damage strikes, right?
There's enough people running evac procedure too that like I'm interested to see how many dial bumps you get.
Capturing Han Solo is certainly the dream, but that's hard. You have to do it with the guy that pulls it from hand. But hey, if you just Rebel Hoped and did Han, then he's in your hand.
This is it's a cool list.
It's
I'm
got
excited that
6
you're playing
targets,
it.
3 protections, and just bombs. That's it. It turns sideways. Going to Ghost 00. 00? Ghost? Ghosto? 000? More yellow. Double Lobot? Minus security control center? Excuse me. What?
That's the
Yeah, I saw a lot of people in the group round like doing Lobot security control center with asteroid base.
No. He's not running control
He's
center.
cutting control center.
that's the
He's keeping the wing guards.
oh man, that's the diamond in the rough right there. Is the like my 2 favorite
Yeah.
advancements that everyone forgets about are in this pool. That one and the one from the reserve troopers.
What is this? Okay, Render's Wrath is fine. Keeps the money in House Edge. Cuts a Tricks in Nonsense?
That's fine.
That's got 2 dots and triggers the objective, whereas the other one has 0 dots and gets you only Boshek in this deck? And Lobot.
Lobot. You Lobot.
I don't know.
Lobot's actually phenomenal. You do an attack with Boshek and Lobot, and Darkseid's just like, why do I even bother?
Do you play the Wing Guards? Like certainly he's trying to play the Wing Guards in this deck, right?
And the only problem the Wingguard side was that they cost 3, but like with no chokes around, they're safe sitting back doing their thing.
Yeah.
And if you're pushing Boshek and winning edge, they can just sit back there and resolve their icons.
On his dark side, he's cutting your other diamond in the rough. Only one of them, but also an Echoes. He wants to keep all 4 reserve troopers, but cut. I guess security checkpoint is a card you can cut. I think I made that choice when I played that pod. But man, running Antennas for the troopers. Cutting more.
It's basically a trooper deck with Tremaine. Like it. Such a good unit.
Yeah, Tremaine is actually great. He is very hard to attack into.
Lots of reserve troopers.
You just can't plan on what your hand is going to look like attacking into him. It's very mean.
So his chuds are also troopers, so Veers is giving out lots of guns here.
Against Xavier, I triggered Antennas and discarded like a 0 and a 1 pip, and he drew into like a 3 pip and a twist. Felt bad.
Like, you have to attack into Antennas. Like, let's say Antennas is there. You have to send Tactics and have a bad edge hand to attack into him. Crazy.
I mean, they're not forced to trigger him. If they could go that route too.
I feel like
I think he's the only player who's doubling up on reinforcements.
I feel
Like
like
he really
cutting
wants those reserve troopers.
cutting in this way seems a little greedy, but I mean, if it's working for him, Veers for 3 guns. Let me see it.
Yeah.
All right, Marcus Polus. There's the Akbar. See, this is how I see this pod working. You don't cut the units. But I'm probably wrong. Ooh,
I agree with
Green
that.
Squadron?
Yeah, he's running Green Squadron, so he's basically got like the Rebel vehicles deck here with
See,
Kyle.
Here I'm okay cutting the concussion rifle. You can't put that on anything in this deck. Ooh, taking
Yeah, unless you
protection.
want to like put it
So
on a pilot on foot.
so with the protection cut, the Mothma inclusion, not taking out the other thing, and that's right here is 10 limited dollars. Here's another $2, and here's another Akbar dollars. He has so many dollars, and he's not even running the 5-drop. I mean, he's running
5
Liberty,
drop.
but he's not running the Alliance's elite, which makes your ships elite. Like this
Oh,
feels
right.
like the pod that he should be running, especially over Mothma, right? Like
No, Kyle's amazing.
stop.
You got to shoot stuff.
He's running all the ship pods except for the one
Has
with
to
the ship.
diminish their board.
Stop.
No, you don't run all the ship pods. Obviously, Alliance's elite is the worst ship pod.
Clearly, but like double Porkins over and cutting like my argument is this R5D8 has no business being still on the deck over protection. There's
What's
so
his
many
ability?
limited
Confuse it with the
$1.
Boshek one.
Limited $1.
Can attack for unopposed.
Yeah, it doesn't even have bomb. It's limited.
Need units in this format.
Like I think the mission to Tale cut should be the
Honestly, my cut in that pod is just cutting Jack.
that's also probably fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that makes sense.
He's 2 dots gun bomb. Like
Yeah,
if you don't need the money, which I'm arguing he doesn't, 2 dots, 3 dots, good 2 dots, 2 dots. That's a lot of dots. 9 dots on 4 cards.
I like protection just being able to push through your icon sometimes, so I want to cut something else.
Yeah.
I absolutely approve of keeping Kyle in this Rebel Vehicles deck.
We
and
know.
Green Squadron. Like I really hope that he's able to bounce some huge stuff with that.
Yo, Xavier showed up.
Maybe this deck actually just like sits and holds the force.
Ew.
He builds a massive board. He can do that.
Oh wow, he's got double Green Squadron, but he doesn't have the
Yeah.
elite objective. I'm so confused. No. You can give Akbar elite. Yeah, Akbar and Mothma with the elite objectives is good. Is Green Squadron while undamaged? No, it's just doubled. Okay,
It's
it holds the
doubled.
force.
Holds the force.
Alright,
Full force.
dark
Good
side.
force holders.
Tear the ship apart. What is this? Everyone's on Veers. I'm very surprised.
Guns, troopers. This is the trooper archetype.
Apparently.
You give all your troopers guns with Veers, and then you keep all your troopers alive with the security troopers. And you jump in more troopers with Emperor's Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cutting the Endor ATSTs. I'm surprised that we haven't seen any protected generators that drop the money yet. But I guess with the trooper shell, it really just always wishes it had $8, I guess. Which running Dire lets you do. So
It's interesting how like turbo laser battery always gets cut.
it's not good. Have you read this card?
It's the slam dunk cut choice.
Like there's a couple
You
pods
cannot
like
run that card.
Have you
No,
seen?
but
Yeah.
it is a card that can get rid of a trench run. For those in this chat that
You
are
get that the damage stays on the dial.
yeah.
You discard the trench run card, but the damage stays on the dial.
I mean, I think that there are a couple pods like Boba with Bounty Collection that like the cut is automatic. And I love still being wrong. Like I think Lobot's cut is automatic, but I was proven wrong apparently.
Yeah, the patrolling the waste, that's the interesting one.
That's one
What
of the
people
interesting
cut
ones.
from
Yeah.
that one.
I also
Yeah.
think Maw is an interesting choice. Force pull or Juju training. But okay, let's. Where are we now?
Yeah, so he's got troopers. We're scrolling up from Marcus
Yeah.
to Gwynblade.
Again, minus tricks and nonsense. What is this cut? How do you cut? Okay, you're running Mothma. That's how. And Blissix. And this card, I guess.
Yeah, so he's doing the double Hope of Rebellion. He's doing the Rebels' Hope with Boshek.
And a bit of a toolbox there.
Yeah. He is running a lot of 2-ofs, but no.
That's one Akbar, one Blissix.
No Tycho.
That's some. True, no Tycho, but he's got plenty of uniques because he's got Mothma and Kyle, and then the Hoodie Han pod.
Yeah, no,
He will not have
worried about-
difficulty getting Rebels Hope to work.
I'm not worried about the uniques. I'm just saying that Tycho is that good. That's all. Yeah, I wonder how this works. Subtracting the. So we kept the draw card from Blissix. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's the one person who cut portable shield generator instead of the engineering brilliance.
Brad's giving you shit, Daniel, on Facebook. Okay. What is the dark side list?
Darkseid's list is Barada's Gambit.
Barada's Gambit. Taking out a Klaatu.
He's cutting one Klaatu and one cargo skiff, but he's keeping
also
the
running
shields.
the Veers, so he is actually going really hard into the Gambit. All these walkers giving the Endor Gambit walkers more bombs, whereas my / Xavier's list goes into the scum a little harder. Yeah, no, that's what this list looks like. Oh, it's only running Klaatu and Warning Shot. So when you're scum affiliated, meaning that you
Mhm.
are mostly flopping Navy objectives, that
Endor Gambit's great. Dark Time for the Rebellion's great. General's Imperatives.
I was gonna say that the Headhunter gets really expensive. Like you probably have one, maybe $2 green, and you don't want to pay on your Klaatu. Hunt for Han Solo helps by giving you the Ugnaught to actually pay a $green on.
I mean, once you have Klaatu out, what are you? Once you have Barada out, you don't really need to use your green money for anything else.
No, you need to pay for. You need to play more Headhunters.
Yeah, you
and
can,
untap
you
the
can,
Headhunter.
You can renew the Headhunters.
You can also untap the Headhunter with the event. That costs $1 green. Or play Virago, or use its thing. Nah, that's just 3 dots. Barada gives Gun Bomb, which is actually a ton.
There's
it's a lot.
Kyle, Virago taking some targeted. There's also shield.
Yeah. People are running Kyle. You got to watch out for that Virago.
Also, I want to see how much work the Virago objective does.
It stops Bright Hope. There's no Falcon for it to turn off. There a lot of the.
There's a lot for it to turn off.
Maybe in your deck.
I think Kyle getting buried in focus token and the Virago stealing his targeted strike every turn is a very dark timeline that
buried in
will
focus.
happen a lot.
Mom just comes and picks him up from
Here's a rules question for you guys. If somebody plays the Akbar ship, the one that says if I blow up, I blow up a ship with me.
Leave play.
If you had the Virago objective out and then warning shot the ship, what happens? Does the ship get blanked first, or does the ship get to do its bounce or kill effect first?
So each damaged vehicle unit enemy vehicle cannot trigger its abilities. This is an interrupt. So I think while it's dying, it has a damage on it, and it can't use an interrupt because it is dying.
Yeah, because it has to actually get the damage put on it before it can die.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if it gets the damage on it, so it's considered damaged first, then it's considered to have 0 health, then it dies,
Yeah.
and then the interrupt trigger.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I would
Yeah,
say, yeah.
I'm on board with that.
But it wouldn't be warning shot, it would be shooting it with a black gun. Because we're not playing warning shot today.
I mean, maybe you aren't.
True, yeah,
Huh.
just any black gun. That basically it just doesn't work with that best credits can buy out.
James is running shield nanigans. Surprising. Cutting the 3-dot card from Leia and the tutor from Mothma's fine. Yeah, he's just gonna play shields.
Convert them to bombs.
Play shields, make bombs. I bet you he talked to Donovan about this list, or maybe. This
I'm
is
a little bit confused where he's getting all his shields from. Is it it's like
Blisix.
Ferris and Force Spirit? Does Blisix create shields?
Blisix makes
Yeah,
a
Blisters,
shield.
you can focus them for shield every turn.
Oh,
It
okay.
requires a damage. It costs him to be. It costs him, but it is a thing you can do to push another bomb.
Wait, does it? Do you need to have damage on someone? I thought he could just focus for a shield.
You have to focus. You have to heal an objective.
You have to heal a rebel objective, right?
Focus this unit to remove 1 damage from a rebel objective. Period.
Yeah.
So if you can't do that, you can't pay the cost. Then place 1 shield on a rebel unit or objective. So if you can't do the effect, you can't pay the cost. The effect is removing a damage from a rebel objective.
Jesus, what are you supposed to do with this card?
Attack with it. You pretend it says elite and it's otherwise gun bomb. You give
You
it a
can do anything
sword.
you want, but you can only do one at a time.
Anything you want.
No, this deck is
Okay, so
cool.
he can generate shields too. Gotcha.
And then he has the droid, and he has a force barrier. I don't know. I think it's too slow. That's why I didn't run. I considered the Ferris version, but I think it's too slow. But I'm wrong. Here comes more Sith with snakes. Interesting running. Okay, so James actually has.
This is troopers with Antinous and Mio, so it's like ultimate protection.
Yeah. So how are you going to
Security
kill
troopers
troopers?
and Mio. Not.
Mio protects everything except for Antinous in this deck. So here comes Tag with 2 bombs. What are you going to do about it? I guess.
He's been promoted, so then this guy, the
Yeah,
security trooper, can
promotion.
strike for 2 bombs.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's no Veer, so it's not like the gun show coming at you. But
I like so there's a couple people running double Emperor's Legion, cutting 1 secret objective, 1 prepared ambush. That seems to be a common
I feel
toolbox
like
decision.
you could cut a Rens, but you can't cut the troopers.
Because of the scout troopers, like that. That's what that pod's about.
Right. So that
we-
pod ends up just having dots cut from it, which feels bad to me.
just cut the mission.
Cutting the mission is fine. Cutting 1-1 is
Oh,
probably
the mission's so good.
It's okay, but there's not like insano targets in the pool. It's not like you're grabbing like a Yularen or a.
it fetches Tag.
Josh, emphasis that there aren't insane targets in the pool. Anything you get that's like halfway mediocre is fine.
Yeah.
You're trying to attack and turn sideways. You're going to blow up an objectives, throw out the mission, and you can go and grab egg for 2 more bombs and win the game.
It also gives you a 4th attack, which is cool.
Yeah. Dial moves fast.
And I actually really like how this deck uses target allies. This deck really has a lot of different colored and neutral units.
Oh, what's cool about it? The secret sauce and from the abyss, allies of necessity.
That's really cool.
Those troopers are going to hit
also,
hard.
that event only hits Antinous and Mio, because otherwise he's off color. So that's cool. I don't know if that event is good, but I know it does have words. It's not always.
Oh, the one that damages.
Everything in faction takes a damage.
Yeah, I end up cutting it but I'm a little too conservative in that. Like, I know it's going to get a blowout.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? Name was taken. Not Carlos.
Yeah.
It's Carlos. Oh, I'm thinking yes.
This is the
Carlos.
Carlos. So he's on
Let me get
also
this with Carlos.
Smuggler Shell with Cole, Sarah, and Boshek.
So this
He's
is
running
this is the shell that I
Double
like.
Beyond the Rim.
This is the shell that I like, running the Beyond the Rims. I
It's
think
really good objective text.
I think
Yeah.
that running Beyond the Rim for the untaps, especially with Boshek, is much stronger than the no bombs included in the Chopper Gambler pod. He isn't running any bees.
Tidirian's been pretty great too. Like I played. What was he playing against me in our match? I think it was it was a Jedi, maybe Rebel or Jedi was something deck. Then we switched it over to this one, and I had to face the Tidirian attacking me and then being available to defend too. It was just too much.
The cut from the secret weapons pod is actually kind of hard. It's a 3-unit pod, but you don't really love the speeder bike, but it's got a bomb. You like the an event, but it costs 1, and a target is a target. I had a lot of trouble cutting from that pod.
Yeah, I don't
normally
like
cut the target.
I think the
If you have
target's
enough
rough.
vehicle.
Really?
It's probably the target or the speeder bike. I go the speeder bike, but
It's funny, I cut the event when I played it. So yeah, this is why I love Josh's format, because everyone has different opinions on what they value, and you look at Tidirian's pod, and you're like, well, this speeder bike is garbage, but it's something that I can play if I have nothing else to play, and it's protected by my nav droids, so maybe it's good. Yeah.
I was playing some people in the group round, and they were on secret weapons, Lando asteroid base. They were just like, their units were dying or getting focused out, but they'd play a new unit, it'd have a shield on it, and they'd attack for bombs. I had to face like those stolen ATSTs just attacking with shields and pushing their bombs through every turn.
What a cool deck! What a cool deck! And everything in secret weapons costs 3. That means you can play your asteroid base without losing tempo. Yeah, I'm about it.
He does have a Lobot in there. There it is. Defensive Cloud City.
Yeah.
Playing the Wing Guard.
God
intended.
This is a minor note. I've had conversations about Rendar's Wrath. I love the rumor mongers. I think the objective is nuts. I think the rumor mongers push a lot of good strats, even if they don't have seeds to carry in this format. But I can't
They
play
also
Rendar.
have the event.
The
right?
event is great with Boshek. I can't. I've never played Dengar
the objective is like freaking
or
murderous
Dash
road.
Rendar.
The objective is insane.
It's so good.
Oh, just damage unless they overblock.
No, it's yeah. If they anytime they block
damage unless they double block.
Yeah.
But I can't find a time that Dash Rendar is the right play. He's just too expensive. He has no defensive icons. Why is he elite? Like, if I play him, I better be attacking with them every turn.
I guess he can have guns for defensive icons.
It's expensive, and he's not. There's
to
no
buy 'em.
Brainiac, so. Dark Side. Here's the Boba with Hunt for Han Solo. I like this.
Double Hunt for Han Solo.
And credits. So this deck seems really expensive. He's running no extra dollars in this deck. And he has...
What do you mean no extra dollars?
There's $6 in this deck, but no extra dollars.
He's got Klaatu and the Ugnaught.
Oh, I'm sorry. He has Ugnaughts. Never mind. That's fine. Okay, I feel better. Cause okay, look at the enhancement in the deck. There's the Boba enhancement. There's the event from Hunt for Han Solo. There's the event. He kept both the events in credits can buy. He kept both of the expensive shield enhancements in patrolling the wastes. And he's got mercenary support. That's just kind of an expensive pod. The Ugnaughts make me feel better though. So this is the sort of nonsense list that you're allowed to build when you have a universal basic income. This is why this format is awesome, because this deck is allowed to exist without having 2 Ugnaughts would be its only money. But now you can build this deck and it's just kind of great.
Yeah, it functions. Yeah.
Bravo, Josh. This one is because of you. And all the trooper lists that we saw before also, but this one too.
There's always been like decks I try to put together, and there's just no freaking money for them. So
All right, Mick, what are you running? Oh God, what is stand together? What is in that pod?
Ezra
I know.
and a helmet.
And a
Yeah.
helmet.
the helmet is the.
And Kyle, your tricolor. You're running the
A lot
good
of
rebel
removal in
pod.
there.
You're running the good rebel pod, and then you're running Kyle. You're running the Gamblo Chopper package. And you're not even running the Spectre event. You're running Ezra. You're not even bold enough to run the Spectre event.
No, I mean Ezra is just not. Like, you run the Spectre event if you can turn one of those droids into like Hera or Zeb. You don't bother trying to turn it into, a 2 health gun bomb unit.
This Ezra, yeah.
And so you want to keep the tutor, because the tutor can help you find the helmet. And the electroshock prod's not bad.
How many neutral units do you actually have? You have the Sabak dealer. You have the cat.
I got some cats,
You have both the Spectres and Sociopath and Ezra.
some
All the
X-wings.
vehicles with Akbar.
And the Akbar vehicles. Okay, so you actually have this stand together event, turning all of your garbage units into slightly less garbage units for the.
Yeah, I
cost
got
of-
like 6 bombs in 1 turn off of it.
I forget the ruling. If your opponent doesn't have 2 cards, then they have to let you get all the bombs.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Have you ever played this event when your opponent has
event?
2 cards? Improvised demolition. When your opponent actually has 2 cards. Have you ever played it then?
Well, giving them a choice about it?
Yeah.
Of
course
no,
not.
I haven't risked it like that.
Of course you haven't. Why would you do that?
Yeah, so this deck is all about establishing Chopper Gamblo, never sending them into an engagement, and just like ripping their board slowly apart and their hand apart.
Am I in the
And
same
then
bracket as
finally-
you? I would love to turn my cards
Oh,
sideways
no.
against you.
Yeah, I think your deck would race me. Josh has removal, so like that's gonna be rough.
Sith. So you are running Mio. Okay, Mio Boba. Cutting the shield generators from Clad. Okay, so this is close to a list that I built, and then you put in Junlin Wastes, which I actually kind of like in here.
So many tactics.
Yeah, no, Junlin Wastes is really cool with Mio.
Need those Tuscans to counterattack.
Well, they're also neutral units for allies, for the 1 allies, and protection from Mio. They're also a place that you can put Boba's gun. Too bad the Bonth is not around, but that's fine.
Also, the objective is kind of backbreaking, depending on if you can, stomach flopping it.
Do you flop it?
It gets interesting. If I see it, I bury it, but I have flopped into it during the game, and then it's like, oh, what's gonna happen now?
Interesting. Double bounty. You cut bounty both times?
Yeah,
Okay.
figure my opponent will probably do attacks and bid cards, so I actually like the paid informants because have a white bomb.
Yeah. What does the Mio event, the regeneration, is it because it has 2 dots, or it just heals the damage? It's heal
Yeah, it can
churns?
heal damage. So like, you can regenerate Boba Fett if he's
Sure.
getting banged up.
I guess when you have Boba's armor to go for either Mio or Boba, that's kind of cool. Who do you put?
Yeah.
Yeah, Boba's armor turns out +2 health and target strike to Boba is good in this pool.
Is it
Plus
plus
3
2 or
health?
3? Plus 3 health.
I just thought it was
Yeah.
Sabine's armor. What a
Really
card!
good.
Like 5 health Boba, just 4.
And there's some cool plays with Boba and triggering Hunt for Han Solo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does he just?
Normally Boba Fett just kills the stuff though, and you can't trigger Hunt for Han Solo. So sometimes you have to have Boba Fett kill something, and you play Captured, get another thing, and untap Boba Fett, and Boba Fett kills a third thing.
Yeah, that's brutal. Like, I was looking at these cards for the first time because I'm playing them now. This has no limit. Hunt for Han Solo just doesn't have a
it
limit.
has no limit.
And Headhunter, Z95 Headhunter has no limit. Dengar's Headhunters just have no limit. Like, we just didn't put limits on cards in the core set, apparently.
Then we
Well-
didn't put limits on other cards, and it was problematic.
Which cards are you referring to?
I mean, Asteroid Base got an errata.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we now? Kyler. What's Kyler playing? Double secret weapons. Okay, he drops the unit. He drops the chud. Keeping one
I think that's
buried
right.
outpost. If you can show that the deck has enough units to support that, then yeah. So keeping 1 rebel for hire. Yeah, it's really weird to
You got
be
the Blizzix.
splashing, splash.
So it's a Hope of Rebellion, just splashing secret weapons.
That's a really weird splash. Like, especially to keep the ship, the event that requires a yellow ship.
I think it's how you push strikes through, though, or damage through. That the stolen ATSTs are going to be able to resolve their black bomb. Targets are basically guaranteed damage because there's only one twist.
I was building stuff like this, and like when I was playing Cole Sarah, I had all these cards that needed my yellow dollar, right? And I wanted to flop that objective. This deck just doesn't even want to flop secret weapons. The flop doesn't even seem that great for the whole deck. But like, secret weapons is while on damage, so Leia's gonna, that's gonna take a damage, and then Leia's not gonna be able to put it away. It's got 3 yellow cards that you all want to play. Probably only 1 per turn though. But you can't play Tidarium and the event in the same turn. It looks like he's playing secret weapons just for Tidarium. Very strange. I don't know what he sees in this pod.
He just wants bodies.
But he dropped the unit. He dropped the body.
Oh. Then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really cool choice.
Drop the event since you don't have enough smugglers.
I mean, maybe he values the edge, but the ATST has no dots. He dropped the operations planners, so he does value edge. Let's look at his dark side deck. Drop the turbo laser, easy drop.
Troopers.
Keeps 1 Imperial Discipline. I'm okay with that. There is the normal Rens drops. He drops the money from Protect the Generator. Does that mean he has no bonus dollars? Yeah. He actually has no extra dollars. It's a happy cat.
Yeah, sorry guys.
No, we love the cat. I got my cat here too. Yeah, the Trooper archetype is actually much more popular than I thought it would be.
A lot of people are running Troopers.
Yeah, I think a lot of times in these pools, the Troopers seem to be they're very well represented, because I think they do something that's pretty straightforward, and oftentimes I think
And it's efficient.
when making the pools, they get underestimated a little bit, so some of their good cards can sneak in. Like Rent is actually a good pod, and he made it into this pool.
Yeah, and like Dyer's also a good pod, and Protected Generator is so much stronger in this pool than it has been. Like it's already good, but it's really good here. Cool. Is this the last two?
Okay, so before we move on to these last two Yahoos, so for light side, we've sort of seen this emerging Hope of Rebellion type, like Rebel deck. Sometimes with secret weapons. We've also seen like Monarch Smuggler's deck. We have not seen a tremendous amount of Jedi. And for dark side, we've seen primarily like Trooper decks and Boba Fett decks with a few splashes.
A little bit of Antennas, a
looks
couple of droids.
Yeah, yeah.
A couple of race. There was me and someone else was running a race deck. The Gambit. So what is Daniel?
Yeah,
running?
the Baratas.
What is Josh running? Daniel. I know Daniel is on something when he builds. All right, Josh, you dropping the Snow Speeder instead of the Tauntaun? And R2D2 and spaceships. Okay, are you actually the only one running Alliances Elite? Or I think no, there was one
No,
other.
there's
one other.
another person running it, but Josh is running it ×2.
Oh man, I love that pod.
Dropping the Bright Hope on 1x evac.
Yeah, I ran into an issue where where all my cards were red money, and I got stuck on like 2 Jedi objectives somehow, like 2 games in a row. So I had to make sure there was some extra red dollars represented.
That's a big cut for that. But I think a lot of your things say transport or say fighter and not transport, not just vehicle. So
It's harder to angle the untap on it. Like I don't have as many ways to like make it happen when I want. So
and you're dropping checks, so you
You
still
did
have.
cut check.
But you keep the red dollar.
right, like if you're running like Rebel Leia, well then that Bright Hope untaps at the end of the fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like it's generally probably not going to be worth the $3 for me, I think. So
Okay. What's your game plan with this deck, Josh? Like, there's a lot of toys in here. There's the R2, there's the Ferris, there's all the Jedi pods basically.
Yeah, what are you using R2 for?
there's a well equipped up in there, and also like I have a bunch of enhancements I can stow under him for bigger hand size. Really good.
All right, I'm about it.
I mean, like usually end up with like enhancements on my stuff, so having the well equipped seemed pretty good.
Are you taking the Force?
Maybe.
Okay, I'll take a maybe.
Maybe.
The 5 cost dude, he's elite. He's got 3 pips. He's got a
and his thing makes your whole board elite, which is cool.
yeah, and he's got a tactics.
And you have the droid that gives you a printed word tactics.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Can 3PO discard any enhancement, 2 or less, or just non-limited ones?
I think it's anything.
Do they just
Yeah.
eat money?
Back money.
Eats money.
Eats money. Any enhancement.
Yeah, and that can buy some time against. I mean, I guess we didn't really see many Death Star decks, right?
I was running it.
Or any.
No, we didn't.
There is no Death Star on the cut.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of experimentation with it in the group rounds.
Yeah, I definitely experimented with it, and I definitely ran
Not
away.
a bunch in group round.
I did not have the balls to go through with it. Most definitely.
Hey Josh, I told you Death Star would not be a problem.
So Josh texted me 2 pods that he thought would like, this might be problematic. This might be too strong. One of them was Death Star. Evidently, people have moved away from it. The other one is Heroes of the Rebellion, which is in
Heroes of the
about
Rebellion
half
is
of the
really
decks
good.
that
It's a
moved
good pod.
forward.
Well,
Yeah.
just Wes Jansen by himself.
It's just
is
solid.
absurd.
Yeah.
This is very good, yeah.
It's a good pod.
Like Wes Jansen's a bootleg Leia.
It was
Um,
Oh,
pretty
Jedi
fun.
Leia. Jedi Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say
It was-
that the reason I stopped playing the Death Star deck was I had a term where I had $15 and I still couldn't play the Death Star. Like,
I was playing a guy, and he was it was basically a race to see, if he could build the Death Star, and he was getting it lined up for like the next turn. He would be on his 12 resources, and I played the Sabak Addict and nailed it.
Got him.
oh my god,
Damn.
the
Oh, it felt so good.
dream, the dream.
I was also a little more.
And he got it.
I was a little more worried about Death Star too. So that's why I thought, like, if they actually play a control room down like 3PO, puts him back 2 turns.
No,
Well, think about the Death
you can
Stars,
ramp
like-
super fast on the money, and Death Star could come out and be a problem, but I guess it just
It's just so
like there's
possible
that
to
pod's
take it
always
off.
lived and die on, right? Like that's always been what made that pod good. It's just that the chuds act as money and bodies, and they act as untaps. And so when you remove their ability to do all of those things and they're just bombs, then that pod doesn't really do much.
right.
Yeah,
It just becomes like the objective.
like they're no longer a cantrip. They're no longer a free dollar for the Chimera. They're no longer. There's so many things that they just don't do. Actually, I cut both of
Yeah,
mine.
they don't untap Golans. There's
Yeah.
no
Don't
Golans to
untap
untap.
Golans.
There's no capital ships to use as money. Right, you can't double strike with the Chimera. Like there's like a lot of things that they did, and I
No
don't think
longer
people
do.
were thinking that. Like I think a lot of people probably saw the Death Star and got excited. And they're like, oh, this pod doesn't do anything. It just gives you money and like one good edge card.
I ran it with the Sate. I mean, I had the deck that was built to
It's good.
play it
Yeah,
on turn
to build it.
6.
Yeah.
I was like always on track to build it, and just it wouldn't happen. And Vader would sit there on the Force and not attack, and it wasn't right. What's Josh run on the dark side? Double Maw,
Oh.
1 Antinous, dropping a Chud. Josh, what are you doing with the event in Antinous? What are you doing with that card?
Why is put to the question there?
The dream.
What
the dream.
the Fever Dream?
I
Don't
mean,
let your memes be dreams, Colby.
I hate those treads. But so
Pretty bad.
yeah, so there's armor. There's
So you're running Boba
They have black bomb
toys.
though.
They have black bombs.
You're saying
You
you're
turn
gonna
them
protect
sideways.
one of your things with the blaster pistol from a chopper ping?
I'm saying I just don't want to see the chud in my hand.
Alright,
It's just pure spite.
Yeah.
that's amazing. Bravo.
I would rather have this one pip event card I will never play.
I would rather have put to the question than you.
All right. Hey, look, I'm going to be protected from other 3POs that aren't in the pool. Okay.
Which of the questions illustrated by Claudio Pulsis even?
Guys, if you don't know, Claudio Poses is notorious for only drawing bad cards. Other art that he's drawn include the event in Pulsar Skate that shuffles your board away, the Chud, the Advo's Mercenary in Danik Jericho. Xavier, what are some other Claudio Poses masterpieces?
Oh,
Wait, I can search by.
No, you can't search by artist in this one.
I can't.
I have a good story for him. I took him some cards to sign, right? And the speeder bike and secret weapons, with Leia's.
Yeah.
He went to sign it. He grabbed his glasses out, took a close look, and started swearing about the mouse. Apparently, Disney or FFG, whatever, photoshopped the cloak on her cape over her butt because there was like a bit of cheek showing through the like through her pants. It's like her cloak is like over her backside in the art now. They extended it so that you couldn't see it.
How do you spell Claudio Poses? Poses with a Z.
He was very unhappy about his art being changed without his permission.
Wow. Yeah, he drew Out of Their Element. Let's just look up Star Wars. Some of your classic cards. Okay, I don't know. Cloud City Technician. You draw this. That's probably right. Maybe Confiscation. This doesn't seem reliable. Anyway, that's too bad. But yeah, if he drew Put to the Question, I wouldn't be. Yep, there it is. Claudio Poses. Xavier, if you can find me a Claudio Poses search, I know you know how to find that. Okay, Josh, you're running Ma, 1 copy of Interrogation Droids, Boba, and Tennis. Garrido. 1 best at credits can buy? Excuse me?
That seems right to me.
Uh,
How does this fit with the deck?
It's got some bombs.
I mean, yeah, sure.
It's got some bombs. It's got a ball or a vent.
Ping.
Ping, you're blank.
All right.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes you just need to do 1 more damage to a ship.
Okay. Running best at credits can buy for Warning Shot. Sure. It's like Force Choke, but for space.
Yeah, there's plenty of ships in the pool.
All right. Well, we'll see if it can go the distance. Last deck is Daniel's. What's Daniel's fever dream? Jedi.
Double Ahsoka.
4 Jedi pods. Ahsoka with no swords. That's probably fine.
Yeah.
But you are
Swords are trash.
running.
You don't need them.
You're
Not
running.
running Kyle.
You're running Leia and Kyle.
Oh, he does have Kyle. What? How is that sword not there?
You can put a
Yeah,
sword.
I got 1 Kyle in there.
You can put that sword on Leia and Kyle. I will say Daniel's done some
putting the
nutty
sword
things
on
to me.
Leia, that's pretty funny.
What's wrong with that? That sounds great.
I think that there's justification to put the sword in just for that meme.
Why is that a meme?
Well, because Leia's not really a combat unit, right? But you give her the sword, she becomes one.
Just for that, I'm gonna give her a concussion rifle and Ahsoka's sword, and she's gonna go in. Leia's getting all the sticks. Yeah, Dana, what does your deck do? I do know for a fact that evac procedure is like your best objective because you love sacking your things to do weird stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I like Hope of the Rebellion a lot as an objective, but the deck, really for both the decks, I felt like I was just trying to get too cute with the card pool, because the card pool has a lot of like just frankly bad pods with bad units.
Mhm.
So
Does it
I wanted to
now?
try building decks that had like decent units, and I felt like, and that's how I made both of these decks, and they both performed pretty well.
You forgot
So
the
like these
West
decks, I don't
pod.
think they're too flashy, but
You
if you just go up and down these pods, they all contain units that I don't hate.
you forgot Tycho.
You know, like if you look at Ahsoka, Ahsoka's good.
got the
Picard
artist.
is good. Right, Daughter of Tanab has 2 very good units and 1 unit that situationally could be good. You have like Desert Recruitment has 2 fine units. Leia has 2 fine units. Bale's pod has 2 good units, 1 like again situational unit with 3 bombs. The Kyle pod has 2 units that are fine. The only one that has more suspect units is the Han Solo one. But they're all unique, which allows you to use Leia's fate card.
Sure. Interesting.
Also, more elite guys, because that's the other thing. Like, I played against too many Navy decks where you just run into the protect the generator, and if your guys don't have elite, you strike. All of a sudden, your guy's locked out.
You just need the
That felt
mom
pretty
That
vein.
awful.
objective is miserable.
It's a good objective.
Yeah,
What's
so it's
your...
like Ahsoka's elite, Han's elite.
Yeah.
That helps.
And you also have like guys you don't mind committing, like Bale and the artist. And Leia.
Yeah, I just also have like cheap force holders. Like you could play a Godel committed to the force and it's fine.
Yeah.
Or like Surrender is another good commit. Leia's a good commit. The elite guys are good commits. So you have like guys that you feel very good about throwing on the force and being able to slow the game down to build up a board.
You've also got Bright Hope strats with evac procedure for sacking Daughter of Tanab things. You have Ahsoka Chud for Bright Hope. I think you had another thing.
Yeah, a play that's been open way more often than I thought is like playing Return of the Jedi. Because I only have one real target with Ahsoka. But
Really?
it's ripped
But
more
it's
often than
happened,
not.
and
Yeah, well there's just like I had a game I think against Colby where
Mhm.
I tapped all of my resources and then I went in for an attack. I played Ahsoka's fate card to untap the objective. Then I did some other stuff. Then end of turn, sack Surrender, search my deck, find a what's it called? Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
And then I sacked Surrender using Han Solo's objective, so that cleared another resource. Then I paid the 3 to get Ahsoka out there.
And it just you just have to let him do it sometimes. Like, all right, Daniel, what's your next trick? What? Oh, look, Bright Hope's back. Okay. I think you also made Bright Hope with that play.
Maybe. Yeah. He might have been on the board and got an untap off of that.
He just does stuff
I also had like
sometimes.
another game where like I was up against promotion, and then like back-to-back turns, I found the Han Solo Chud to overlock the promotion.
Oh, that's cool.
So that came in handy too.
Yeah, she's good at actually locking down an opponent's board.
Yeah, it's like you play her one turn, sack her with a Han objective, and then next turn play her with the Leia fate card to get like a second use out of her.
What is your dark side deck?
Are there any cards in the pool that stop that? Like put to the question?
Doesn't put to the question only block something happening to the character.
Or a character with an enhancement?
Yeah.
You just
Okay.
keep dreaming there.
Josh, if you play put to the question,
I will be more shocked than you.
yeah,
That would be funny.
it's. I mean,
With
we've
Victory
seen
Lamp.
Entangled win worlds, or you know, make the
Uh,
comeback.
A game.
Win and in. Yeah.
Do a win and in. So, all right, last deck is Daniel's dark side deck. He's running Yasan. That's kind of cool. Daniel, what do you name on Yasan?
I mean, look, Sane's good. She could really use elite. Her not having elite is a big bummer. But the chuds are good,
Chuds are
right?
good.
They're dumb tactics. They get a hand peek, which is sometimes useful.
Daniel has very few bombs in this deck, yet he still manages to take objectives with the Maw and the one best their credits can buy. Are you splashing Scum just for one credits can buy?
Yeah, I initially had Vader there. Vader wasn't giving me the bombs I needed, and then I tried best that credits can buy, and just like the headhunter by itself is pretty good. You get a target out of it. You get another ship with the bomb. Really, most of your bombs are gonna be from like unopposed shots from like the little one drop derps that come with Sate, or more importantly, the Maw Chud. Like that thing having a blast for 0 is huge.
It's so good. Yeah.
I like how we're both on one of and cutting the untap, and Colby's kind of like wheeling at this.
Well, the untap, I wanted to keep it. I just don't have the scum money for it. So like I would theoretically want to use that on the headhunter, but if I have the headhunter out, unless I have the objective out, there's no way I'm gonna have the other green money to untap it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'd need to be on like either like 4 scum pods or have like ways to make scum money to justify the untap.
Like if you had Klaatu floating around, then maybe one day he turns into an untap for your headhunter. That sort of thing.
Yeah, or something.
All right, cool. Those are the decks. Now that we've seen it, I'm not upset that I'm on the same side of the bracket as Kira mode. I think he'll beat me, but
Dragon snakes.
yeah,
Dragon
don't know.
snakes are the stone cold nuts.
I
They're
think
great.
I think Mick has the craziest deck with this
mean.
tricolor light side thing with Ezra.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm in the little Boba Fett pocket of the bracket.
Are you on Boba?
I'm on Boba. Josh is on Boba. Drew's on Boba.
Boba's good. Yeah, I'm actually super excited to see the Yoda Man stats. As we always are. Yeah.
If Ezra makes the finals, that would be probably the weirdest thing,
Look.
right? Because I think Ezra is probably the most hated pod out of any of the pods.
He's really bad. That stolen helmet.
I almost ran Oben Spirit.
Now, Mick, go back to constructed after this, okay? And add Sabine and Moma, because then you can chuck the paint to Gamblo, and then you still can buy him back for free.
Do I still get UBI or I have to? I was thinking if there was a pod that had Copper, Gamblo, and Helmet all in the same pod.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
I didn't build this after Rex, but I think you end up having to put Rex in just to.
Those 3 pods all need each other to do their thing.
Yeah.
But their secondary units are so bad.
I mean, if you finish anything with
You
Rex,
get a cat, a courier droid, and a sabak addict, and they just all have terrible icons.
look, go finish any deck with Rex and Vizago, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I played a 2-drop and I drew whatever card I wanted. Wow. Oh, look, I'm Rex. I come with $2 and I draw 4 cards a turn. GG. All right, this was fun. Good luck to anyone else
Yeah, I'm
watching this
excited.
later. Good luck to the pool. When do we have to have our games done by? Tomorrow?
So first week's a little bit awkward because things were just posted. So I figure this weekend and next weekend for the first round.
All right.
Give it a week and a half for the first round.
Very good. Cool. All right. This has been fun. I'll see everyone in the games. If anyone wants to record their games, let me know. I'll make it happen.
Yeah, we should do that. What was that? The 3 games at once Friday night special.
Oh, that was
It was
fun.
amazing.
That was some of my best experiences with it. Oh my god, this game is so good. That was a lot of fun. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Later, fellas.
Bye.
Bye.